How are you feeling? If you're stressed, if you're overwhelmed, if you're just caught in this work grind where you just cannot say no, you're caught in a trap, then this is the meditation for you, where we really break this down and find the tools to break out of this relentless work cycle, whatever's going on in your life, where you just cannot say no, you can't slow down, or you're just not being heard. This is what we're going to work with now in this meditation. And I know I've experienced this myself. We had a beautiful project one time. I had a whole team all working together, but my kind of co-lead was just constantly demanding more. We do more, we do more. And I just couldn't say no. It felt like no was quitting. No would be the end of the whole thing, the whole kind of project, because I wasn't meeting his expectations. There was just this expectation that I would just jump through the hoops, follow his lead. And it wasn't working. And we'd meet and we'd check in. And sometimes we'd meet and he'd say, I've done this, what have you done? And I would struggle to respond because I knew he'd done a lot more. And I'd done a lot less. And so I almost bought into this kind of guilt that he was throwing at me. But I should be following his lead, following his rhythm. But I just didn't know how to go beyond the no, this feeling of a no being a brick wall, the no being the end, the no being quitting. I didn't see that a no could be a pause. A no could be a bridge to a new direction and not a wall. And it really caused a lot of trouble for me. And not just this project, but in many, many ways in my life. And the truth is, I wasn't even saying yes. There was no no and there was no yes. There was just an assumption. And so if you've been in this cycle in your life, or if you're in this situation right now, where there's just this relentless expectation of just doing. You're not saying no, you're not saying yes. It's just happening. And you're a victim, you're a passenger to your life. We're going to work on this now. I'm going to go through a meditation to give you some simple tools and steps to break this down and break through, to move through the situation. Because you can't live like this. Because if you carry on, you'll burn out, you'll get ill, you'll crash or have an accident. Whatever it is, either way the result's not good. So this pause is really your gift to yourself. So maybe you're feeling still anxious about this, whether you can do it, whether you can step up. But you have to, because if you don't, you will crash and burn. And I've been there as well. So we want to slow it down. We want to tune in. So wherever you are now, just close your eyes, connect to your breath, and we'll share this meditation. So we'll start with 3 deep breaths, in through the nose and out through the mouth. 1. 2. And 3. And as you settle into your breath now, tune in to where your body is carrying this stress. Maybe it's in your belly, which is in knots and flipping over. Maybe it's in your chest where your lungs feel tight and it's hard to breathe. Or maybe your heart is racing. Or your throat feels tight and you can't speak up. Maybe it's on your jaw, which clicks at night. Or your ears are ringing. Or there's a tension through your skull and shoulders which causes you a headache. Whatever you're feeling, however you're experiencing this stress, we need to step out of this. We need to find the no. a no which is a pause, a no which is a check-in, and a bridge to a new way forward. So just imagine yourself now with this colleague, with this person in your life, as they share their demands, their expectations. And that sense of how they're just not listening to you, they're not checking in, they're not reading the signs, and you're overwhelmed. Just label the feeling, whether it be exhaustion, tiredness, anxiety, stressed out. Whatever it is, just label that sensation. Connecting the feeling you've labeled to the sensation in the body. And just allow it to be there, allow it to move through you a little. So if it's caught and trapped into your belly, just allow it to relax a little. If it's in your chest, allow it to move. Just breathing into it and gently beginning to let go. As you tune into your body and tune into your feelings, just get a sense of what you need. What is it you need? Do you need space? Do you need a break? Do you need the other person to check in with you? Some respect. Whatever it is that you need, just tune into that feeling. The need that you have in order to move forward. This no, which creates a pause and a new way forward. And now moving from the feeling in the body where we're tuning into the stress, labeling the stress and labeling the need which we need to vocalize and make into a request. So what is it that you want to ask for? What's the person you can ask? What can you say? Just allow a sentence or two to come to your mind now. Maybe you just need to move a deadline, a day, a week. Maybe you need permission to switch your phone off in the evenings and weekend. Maybe you need a whole change in direction, a rethink, a meeting. But just tune into this request, knowing that it's a pause, it's a bridge to change direction. Coming from a real place of commitment and care, that you want this to work, but it has to be a collaboration. It has to work for you. Just imagine sharing this request with this person. Maybe you have a sense of how open or not they are. If they're receptive to these kind of words, these kind of suggestions. And if they do push back, if they do question, you can respond with how. How can be a beautiful response? How do you suggest we do this? How do you suppose we move forward? How am I supposed to do these things that you're asking me when I'm burning out? So make these requests needing time, needing space, a rethink. And you can mirror any words that they share. Maybe they're disappointed, frustrated. You can mirror this back. You're frustrated. You're disappointed. As an invitation for them to continue. As an acknowledgement. You're not trying to take that away from them. Because they clearly had their expectations. And now they have to adjust their expectations. And drop their demands. You need to be clear and firm of what you need. So stick to your requests. Or be adaptable. Be willing to adjust through the hows. How do we do this? What if we try this? Maybe we can approach things this way. But ultimately you're coming from a place of a genuine need to make this work. This is your clarity and this is what you can share. You want this to work. But the only way you can work is with a shift, a change that works for you. And they can be disappointed. You can give them space to think it through, to step back, to reassess. But don't back down. And whatever you agree in moving forward, make sure it's a yes. Don't be in this momentum again, this assumption of agreement. Don't let anything be assumed. Moving forward, this is a new pattern of clear yeses and clear nos. Knowing that both the yeses and the nos are always steps. Even a yes can then be renegotiated, clarified. You're agreeing to a step, but how does that step work? You're saying no to this. Okay, so how do we move on? Yes and no's are tools and steps. Yes doesn't mean yes forever. You're locked in. There's no way out. And no is not a brick wall and the end of everything. It's taken me a long, long time to realize this, and I hope you can feel this, tune into this, how your yeses and nos are steps to move forward, rooted in your feelings, truly tuning in, your needs, and then a request, a reaching out, a connection to move forward. Whether they push back hard or gently, you need to find a way to a clear yes and no, whether that's staying in the collaboration and in that place, or you walk away. Sometimes walking away is the only clear yes, or the clear no, that is something you cannot do. You cannot meet their demands. So you are a yes to moving on. You always need to be ready and willing to move on, to walk out of a door if your needs are not being met. You have to be met. You have to be heard, and you have to be respected. You'll work it. You'll figure it out. So open your eyes now, coming back into the space, back into this room. With this strength, with this clarity, with this way forward. And if you need any extra guidance, check out the playlist. There's a lot more videos you can play with, meditations to go even deeper. Have a beautiful